you enjoyed the games yesterday. I know we did as a group. I want to congratulate us, though. This is a big day for us. Because apparently, according to the Eagles, we are the reason they won.
We're not the reason they won. We're not the reason they won.
As we usually do.
Is that right?
We'll find a way to toot our own horn no matter what. All right, it's time for some Sunday statements. Two big games today. Rex, what you got?
Well, my Sunday statement is about the Philadelphia Eagles because
Have never won a road playoff game under freezing.
You better play angry then. Play angry.
So, I mean,
I'd be
possibly some concern there. Concern for our reporters, too, except for Joe.
A Vikings defensive coach said to me this week, Josina, let me be honest with you. Every Saints offenses since we faced them in the season opener. But he said, actually, it's really no different from the first game. That's because Adrian Peterson only had 9 offensive snaps, whereas Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram each had 30 snaps each, which is close to their average now. But I said to the coach, the Ingram and Kamara show is producing more now, to which he laughed and said, yes, Joe, because we stopped them. As for Alvin Kamara's response, he said, Joe, my role has expanded since then, particularly in the passing game. Even though he had just 20 receiving yards week 1, he's had big games in the air since then, including 100+ against the Rams in week 11. That's why Alvin Kamara said, we're coming into this game with a little bit more swag. Adam, back to you.
And they're done, and no disrespect. Let's talk about the quarterback on the other side, Nick Foles. You've said for Denver. That could be a fun one to keep an eye on.
Great job, Shefty.
It is time now. He gets that done in 30 seconds. All right, it is time for a playoff edition of You Got My.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I'm sure, but I'm a little nervous about you because Matt did his thing yesterday. He took over.
Yeah, he did his
got
thing.
blocked, so you got to take it back today.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I thank y'all for coming back to You Got.
The Steelers needed a playmaker to fill that void, win out, and claim that number 2 spot. That player was rookie wideout Juju Smith-Schuster. He led the NFL in receiving yards over the last 3 weeks of the regular season. But as Chris Connolly tells us, for Smith-Schuster, it wasn't the first time he was center stage this year. I think they've been so much fun to watch, in large part because they're doing it with guys who aren't big name college, weren't high draft picks, that people had pretty low expectations for, and now are.
well, I talked about
Charles?
Well, I'm going back with my linebackers. You know, they'll have a day-to-day where they'll have to contain those running backs with Ingram. And I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings.
All right, Matt.
Guys, last week, the Saints played the Carolina Panthers.
I gotta go with the Vikes, man. Hey, there's a lot of talking about, Sherman, the old coordinator. But, man, I think ever since Coach Zimmer has been there, man, I think that the Minnesota Vikings, man, want to play the Super Bowl in their home dome. Come on, man.
It's not who you're rooting for. You think you're going to win.
No, I'm rooting for the Vikings all day.
I think it's both.
Man, did you want one of these lefts?
Serious up here. All right, Vikings fans have been so cautiously optimistic all year long. They are in a great spot now, and to me, it's about the confidence of their offense at this point in the season. We know what their defense can do, but Case Keenum is playing with so much confidence right now. I just can't pick against him. I'm going with the Vikings at home, making their way.
Rex going with
slowly
the fans?
but surely.
I had to go with the fans, man. I'm the fans coach.
Rex uses sports. Rex uses sports.
Wondering if you have something to say. Oh, what is that?